Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new or just clicked on this video, thank you very much. My name is Alexis and this is the Goddess of Daydreams Tarot. Today we're going to be messing up my intro. Today, that's what I'm doing first, messing up my intro. Today I'm going to be doing a reading covering the energies, downloads, and frequencies that are coming through the Lionsgate portal. We're going to be taking a look at the energies that the universe wants us to be aware of, to be open for, cautious of, and take advantage of whatever energies and frequencies that are coming through the Lionsgate portal. At the time that I'm doing this, it is August 3rd, and the portal ends on the 12th. Now, also on the 12th is going to be the Leo new moon solar eclipse, I believe. So it's going to be the beginning of eclipse season. So whatever energies that are coming through this Lionsgate is definitely going to be enhanced, kind of like a extra enhancement through the eclipse. We're going to be covering these energies with some oracles first, and then we'll go into more details with the tarot. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. All right, Spirit, let's go. Let's go. What do we have for the Lionsgate portal? I really would say that I feel that this year's Lionsgate portal is a little different compared to others. Like, there feels like a little extra zing to it, an extra spice. I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's definitely something different. I'm going to pull one more. Too many. I'm looking at this card. It's the religion card. For some reason, the first thing that came to my head was True Religion. It's like a fashion brand, more like for streetwear. You could be wearing some True Religion right now. You could be thinking about buying some stuff from True Religion. For what I've seen from them, it looks pretty nice. Let me get, come on, Spirit. What do you have for my collective? All right. Interesting. Wow. So I have card 37 and card 36. So the first card I have is religion. Canon, rules, commandments. Along with faith, trust, unwavering confidence. So one of the big energies I'm getting from this Lionsgate portal is that how can I put this, Spirit? Your faith, the faith that you have in whatever yourself, in the unknown, in God, and everything. You have to treat your faith a little more, I don't know how to describe this. It's like, I don't want to say you have to make like a new religion, but basically it's kind of like you have to be like your own, you have to be your own kind of like deity and worshiper at the same time. I don't want to say like you yourself are like a god or you are above God. Like how I'm trying not to make it that your ego is going to be so inflated that it's going to destroy everything. No, but it's just the sense of with this Lionsgate, it feels like an enhancement of your faith and treating your faith a little more serious, I believe. Like like make the connection to your faith. Maybe for some of you, you feel like your faith has been a bit low. I'm not gonna lie, I will understand considering the many horrors that are happening. But it seems like with this Lionsgate, this energy or this certain frequency that is coming through the gate is going to help restore some of your faith, or help restore like all of your faith, that you're going to believe. Oh, hold on one second. Okay, I see another way of saying this. So another energy that I'm picking up here is that you can have faith without religion. Yet religion is there to have maybe certain guards or boundaries that they feel the masses need. But unfortunately, with religion, whatever boundaries or restrictions that they make, I never thought to be that it came from God, that it just came from the word of man, and how men dictate how men and women and everything should be acting and behaving accordingly in order to have good faith. Maybe for some of you, you are just realizing that you can still have your faith in God without it being attached to religion. I mean, if anything, like before religion, it was just, worshiping, just either what's the word I'm looking for? Monotheist. I cannot say certain big words lately. I don't know what's going on. But basically, it's like monotheism and polytheism. There was, either you believed in one or you believed in multiple, and that was just fine. It was just until later on in the ancient times that all of a sudden religion is now the basis of humanity connected to God. And I would say maybe religion is more of like one of the not cornerstones, maybe a cornerstone, but definitely is associated with the foundation and the growth of society and humanity. But, it does have its faults. I'm going to pull some extra cards on this, get a little more details about what's going on. All right, let me get one more. Interesting. So, first card I have is Death and the Maiden. Invasion, boundaries violated, dominance. Yeah, that's kind of what I was just talking about right now. And then I have Violet Duchess. Stifled, bored, and stuck. But when it came out, it was in the reverse. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you are just creating your new way of worshiping, your own way of, like, I don't want to say like, again, you're creating a new religion, but maybe you are creating a new practice for yourself. Because maybe for some of you, you are realizing that maybe certain things that you do are still tied to, I guess, religious sort of upbringing, and you're trying to break out of that. Coming with Death and the Maiden. It's like you're trying to have your faith, but people or other energies want to dictate how your relationship with God should be. And a lot of you are just like, no, I don't need to have a church to believe in God. I don't need to have a mosque to believe in God. I don't have to have a synagogue to believe in God. I have my own special connection with God. Each and every one of us has our own special connection with God, but we need to find our own voice and our own ways to connect to it. Sometimes religion does help with the situation, but also sometimes it hinders a lot of growth and spiritual expansion. And a lot of you, it seems that this point with this Lionsgate, you are reaching like a certain level of spiritual ascension that you are now ready, or at least you feel ready to now finally start building a unique connection with God. Or for some of you that have already started building or having that special connection with God, you should use these energies coming through the lion gate to really enforce those codes and really enrich and strengthen those bonds and connections. So I do feel like maybe for some of you, whatever you have been doing, you're either going to enhance or add new things based on what you have researched, what you have studied, what you have gathered and experienced. And you're going to find your own, like, how can I put it? Like, I guess your own, yeah, I guess like your own ritual or your own kind of, maybe for some of you, you're creating a new set of prayers for yourself. Maybe for some of you, you're creating a new altar just for God in your own way that you know you can speak to God in that space. I also feel that for some of you, if you are working with multiple deities, you will be strengthening these bonds and connections with them during this time. I would stress it feels like being pushed from the back of my head to the forward part of my brain, that a lot of deities are really asking the collective to use this lion's gate to really strengthen the bonds. So I would say within this lion's gate, make sure that the altars are cleaned up, there's fresh flowers, there's, new food, maybe like a new item, a new gift. They can use a little extra something so that way they can solidify the bonds that you share with them through this lion's gate. Excuse me while I take a sip of water. Like, okay, it's like a lot of you are like, I want a real connection with God, something that I don't have to go to others to assist on. Like I should trust my intuition and connection with God, that if I am in a certain situation or I'm unsure about something, I can trust our connection that God will guide me to where I need to be, or to direct me to the answer, or show me the way. So yeah, really nice. I love this energy. Like I kind of like that this is happening, because I feel like for a lot of times when we do the Lionsgate portal, we're manifesting for money, for trips, maybe it's a little less something materialistic like health, or what's something else like health, advancement, education. But it looks like with this Lionsgate energy, it's really, really coming strongly as an energy to really enforce the bonds and the connections with the divine and the divine energies that support and surround. Anyway, let's get into more details with the Panther. Everything a mess. Oh, interesting. This idea card came out the other day. All right, let me get 3 more. Oh, a lot of these cards are like coming out and hiding at the same time. No? All right. Oh, something is trying to hide from me. Excuse me. Aha, found you. beautiful. Okay, first card I have is idea, inspiration, suggestion, vision. I feel for this card, a lot of you are going to start researching just ways of worship, how people worship God and different type of divine energies throughout the world from now and from before. I feel like you guys want to construct, some type of new ritual again for yourself, or how you connect to God or to whatever deities that you work with, or at least to your higher self. I also see a lot of you are probably researching certain spells, researching herbs and crystals and what these specific deities like, certain frequencies to play, flowers to bring, and whatever knowledge that you gain, you are going to take it and apply it to the best way that you can translate it in your own unique way. Like, I kind of feel like for some of you, you are going to be, like, for those of you that work with money gods, like, I would say this year for the Lionsgate, definitely do a different money ritual or money spell. I feel like maybe the last time, whatever spell that you did, maybe it was a little kind of played out. I feel like they want something different. They want something new. So definitely maybe research what they like and things to enhance it or to rearrange certain spells and rituals. Like, we really got to be extra creative during this time. Sounds kind of fun. It's kind of like you're making a new ritual that has never been done before and putting your own spin to it. And I'm pretty sure this is going to please whatever deity of money that you're working with. So I would say, big suggestion on that. Give it a try. All right. Next I have is conflict. Difference, disputation, quarrel. So this feels sort of like internal and external issues happening as you are doing this or continue to do this. So for the internal part, I feel like this is when some of you are wrestling with old ways of like thinking, especially when you were brought up in a religious, like heavy religious background. Maybe for some of you, like maybe your family was kind of religious, but not like super, super deep. And then maybe for some of you, you were deep in that like religious upbringing. So you're realizing that there's still energy that you're carrying from that and you need to release it. I would say definitely will be a great time to be doing cord cutting, because even though we are like with the Lionsgate, we're thinking we're receiving. This is not really the time to cut away. This is a good time to cut away because you need to make room for whatever insight or codes or energies that you are receiving through the gate. Now, as the external part, I see someone is like, here we go again. This person is is playing with the devil, playing with the devil's letters, playing with the devil's rocks, playing with the devil, everything. And, you're just like, none of this has anything to do with the devil. Like, don't get me wrong. There are things there in the world forbidden, that are forbidden for people to access. But there are things there in the world hidden that if you wanted to, you could look up things on how to work with the devil. I'm going to let you know it's not going to end well for you. It's going to just work out for the devil. But if you want to go and take that risk, like nothing is stopping you, except maybe God and your divine team. But we all have free will. But I'm just saying, I'm giving my suggestion from what I have witnessed. The devil does not quite keep their word. But anyway, majority of us know that we don't do any of these things of the devil. How am I holding a smoky quartz, me summoning the devil? In the Bible, it talks about certain angels working with crystals. I don't know how come they ever, like, if you know the Bible so well, how come you don't remember that part? Anyway, like my favorite is how Archangel Michael, his blade is basically flaming kyanite. That stuff is like, just imagining it is cool. Um, but yeah, anyway, like I said, you know you're not working with things of the devil unless you wanted to, but you are not, or you're not going that direction. But I do see people, no matter what, how much education or distance or talks that you give them, they insist that you are playing with the devil, and they're gonna, you have to let these people go. Like, don't explain yourself anymore. If anything, let them witness. You're just gonna tell them, this is me working with God in my own way and not the church's way, or this is me working with God in my own way and not your way. And you do what you need to do, and I do see you going to be successful in whatever connections that you strengthen through this portal. People are going to see, and I'm pretty sure they're going to shut their mouth. Probably say, oh, it's the devil. Next I have is, okay, stability, harmony, acceptance. I love this energy because, yeah, again, whatever you're going to do, whatever new switch up or changes that you're going to make with your spells or rituals, it's going to work out. The okay feels like, yeah, God is saying, okay, try it. Or whatever deity that you're working with, you're probably like, they're like, yeah, go ahead, try that. I like that. Like, they right now, they need some new material. Maybe that's what's going on, and things are kind of crazy. Maybe we need some new things to switch it up. Like, maybe for some of you, like, I know one time, I had gotten a sense that whatever energies that I'm working with, they wanted chocolate. So it would be, I would go and get like a nice, good piece of chocolate and leave it out for whatever energies that wish to have it. Maybe for you guys could probably like do like maybe a fancy wine, or if you can afford it, afford what you can get, or like maybe make a delicious meal that feels like super rich. Maybe for some of you, they probably want like a piece. Maybe some of you need to get a piece of jewelry for whatever energy or deity that you're working with. I was just being told that right now. I'm being told specifically earrings. Of course, consult with whatever energy and what it wants. But I am getting from majority of you, it's going to be earrings. So it's basically, I guess with this okay card here, your guides are saying shop, go ahead, shop for your altar. And if you got the money to shop for your altar, at least for a piece or two, then go right ahead. And then last, I have merit making, goodness, humanness, morality. This is you getting deep into your new spiritual practices, connections, whatever that you're doing during the Lion's Gate. But I see this more like after the Lion's Gate. Once, I feel like through this Lion's Gate, you're getting a confirmation about whatever changes that you make. And you're gonna realize, all right, this is my new way. This is my new technique. This is my new spiritual practice. This is, especially for me and only for me. But then also you're making sure to apply from what you know and what you have experienced and what you have gained. Because, even though you're doing something that's like super customizable, you still know that your foundation or the basis of whatever spiritual practice or connection that you have is to be a good human at, no matter what, or do your best to be a good human. Yes, I know that we are all imperfect because we're meant to be that way. So the only thing we can do is just be better versions of ourselves. Maybe like instead of saying focusing on like being a good human every day all the time. Like, you know, what's the measurement of goodness? Like someone would probably do a good thing and people would see it as evil. Like, let me see, what would be a good example? Oh, this is my favorite. So I remember, I think it was the brand The Ordinary. They're, I could be wrong. The Collective, if you know this brand and you know this incident, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it was The Ordinary. Um, they are tend to be like mainly vegan or strictly vegan in their skincare, but apparently this was at a time where eggs were ridiculously high, like 12, $15, and everyone in New York was like, what the hell is going on? And The Ordinary was like, hey, we have some eggs here that we can give you for a fraction of the price. And then it was just the backlash. You're vegan, you're not supposed to be selling eggs, and yada, yada, yada. But I'm looking at this like, but here's a company wanting to help the neighborhood, wanting to help their area. Like, eggs are mad expensive. There was no lie about that. They're still expensive. And they're like, you know what? Let's take our own money and space and social media and let people know, hey, come over here and get this for less. You know, while you there shopping for the eggs, I'm attracting you to look into the skincare. Like, I thought it was PR genius and, you know, a good idea to help the community. But people kind of saw that as evil. Anyway, so I'm just saying, like, that's like my best example of like, you could be a good person, but certain things that you do is evil. So just rather say I'm being the best version of myself. Let's go into more detail with some tarot. Oh, I love this combination together. Oh, come on, such a mess. Fine, Spirit, let me get one card. Let me just get one card. Now my cards heard that story about that situation. They must be all flustered. I don't know, sometimes social media is just like you really witnessing like somebody's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like the way I'm looking at social media, I guess these days, is just observing people's reactions. It's like, remember, we're on the internet. Things are different when you put the phone down. You know, reality is a little more, I don't know. It's again, it's just interesting to witness. All right. So with idea, I have the strength card here. Very nice to see with this kind of reading. And then the Ace of Wands. So you're going to figure it out. Like, I'm getting like a really big yes from all positive energies of above and God included. Like, yes, let's try something different. Let's of course keep the foundation as, being the best version of yourself, and becoming a better version of yourself. Let's, switch some things up. Let's ask a little differently. Let's pray a little differently. Let's connect a little differently. And it's like, all right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna switch up the routine. We're switching up the game. Give me a second. For now, whatever that you do, you must keep this private, or you must not have it visible in your house. Whatever new things you're concocting, you have to keep hidden for a minute. That rhymed. Anyway, no, because I'm being told somebody that comes to your house, they notice like every little nook and cranny. They're looking for something. Maybe for some of you, they're aware that you have an altar and they want to see what you're doing. And I feel like if they catch you doing something different, they're going to sabotage whatever new spell or new ritual or new connection that you're making. I'm getting like a little deep of that sabotage energy coming through, because it's like this plan, like I feel like it's A1, it's gonna work. Next, with conflict, I have the Page of Coins. I don't know why, but one of the first things I got was like, somebody is going to be upset that you're spending money on your altar or whatever the case is. It just feels like, oh, you could be spending that money by giving it to the church, or spending that money to buy groceries or something. I mean, please buy your groceries. But I don't know, someone feels like you're wasting your money if you decide to get like a special candle or like a little figurine or whatever the case is. Like, this person is going to mind your damn business, all right? Mind your damn business. It's my money. Don't worry. The bills are paid. There's food in the fridge. I'm going to take this extra coin and I'm going to go buy something special for the energies that we are connected to. It is what it is. Tell them to mind their damn business. I mean, you could say it nicely, but I'm suggesting minding your damn business. I am going to pull an extra card, though, for this Page of Pentacles. I mean, yeah. Page of Coins, Page of Pentacles, whatever. All right, I have the Seven of Cups here. This energy is like, I feel like they're going to do some type of manipulative like technique or something, like, oh, you're going to give money to the devil? Like, oh, who do you think you are, Diddy or something? Like, say something outrageous like that. And you're just going to be like, again, mind your damn business. I'm going to do what needs to be done. I've been called to fix up this energy. Next, with okay, I have the Six of Swords. Really calm waters after. Like, you're going to gather whatever information, whatever resources that you need to make this work. And I feel like it's going to be smooth sailing after the Lion's Gate. Now, I don't want to say like 100% all the time smooth sailing, because we are going into eclipse season, and sometimes those energies can be like really heavy on like with the unpredictability. It's like, oh, like whatever you do, you must be consistent. That's definitely for sure. Like through eclipse season, you must be consistent with this new technique or prayer. I will say that if you continue to be consistent, it will work. It will be smooth sailing. All right, let me get, yeah, I have the Eight of Pentacles. So work on it. Work on it. Be consistent. Do, this, the prayer, the candle, the whatever you do all throughout eclipse season. And then last, with merit making, I have the Six of Cups. I feel like it's we got two sixes here, so definitely there's going to be emotional stability. We have mind and we have heart, and I feel as that stability comes, the clearer your connection with your divine team or with your deity or with God becomes. It's going to be a little more playful. Maybe also with this Lionsgate, Spirit wants us to also be more playful in this energy, not be so serious about, let me manifest the bag, let me manifest the big house and all of that. No, also manifest playfulness, because do you want to enjoy your money like being upset, or do you want to enjoy your money being joyful? So just be mindful of that. Let's wrap up this reading with some final messages from the Clo. Let's see what they got to say. Because I just realized I have 9 minutes left on my phone to record. All right. That's what happens when I talk about skincare. Anyway, it's funny because my August reading is kind of heavily based on something going on with skin and beauty. Anyway, let's go over the Clo. The first Clo that I have is the Voice. I feel like majority of you, what's really going to help push for this like new technique or energy is changing up your prayer, or changing up the way how you talk to God or to your divine team or to whatever deities that you are working with. You don't have to completely change the dialogue, but you could switch up some words, maybe go a little more off script and just speak from the heart, speak from the mind, and speak from your soul. Maybe they want a little bit more of that. They want that unfiltered version of you when you pray. Maybe not so much cursing when you pray, but definitely a little more unfiltered version of you when you pray. And then last I have is the Shadow. So again, be careful who you invite to your house. And again, do not share whatever this new technique is, because there are dark forces lurking to make sure that somebody wants to break your connection. And I feel like definitely for those of you that have like spirit, like highly religious people trying to get you back into the church, I feel like they're going to try to sabotage something. So be mindful of them coming to your house. Don't let them see anything. And again, for those of you don't even share anything, like you got to keep this under wraps. I would say like if you can forever, but at least after the eclipse season. Because like this, and again, also some people know like how spiritually gifted that you are and how you're able to connect to these energies that they cannot see or understand, but they want to sabotage that connection between you and God, or or with your deities or with your divine team. So beware of this sabotage, because someone's trying to make you believe that the way you pray to God is wrong, and it's not wrong. It's unique. So it's at least of pure intention and goodness of your heart. It's just too bad that they don't understand that. Anyway, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Please give it a like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more insights and messages. I would truly appreciate it and will give tremendous support to my channel. And thank you to the new and current viewers and subscribers for coming to my channel to hear my messages. I hope my readings are giving you the insight, clarity, and answers that you need. And if you feel that this reading did not resonate, no worries. Check out the other readings on my channel. There's definitely a message there for you. So this was quite a very different and powerful Lionsgate reading I have done for this channel. This really feels like the universe is like, we got to shake it up. We got to switch it up. We got to do something different. I feel if a good chunk of us in the world does this, definitely there will be like a good energy shift. Something definitely will work on our favor. And, I would say something like when the Knicks won in New York City. Like, I definitely felt that shift. But I'm saying, like, if we all, continue being in our unique energy and developing our own voices and unique voices and connections to God, we will start breaking a lot of barriers and boundaries that have been placed by dark entities, unfortunately. So yeah, I really feel good about this. I do see that whatever you're gonna do, it's gonna work. But again, be mindful of who's coming around to try to deter your connection with God. It's like, of course, it can never be broken or taken, but definitely people can distort or manipulate that energy, and it has to be up to you what you see as fit for you and God to be in, and what doesn't feel right. And you guys, I feel like, are definitely finding it out, and it's just going to be, an even better experience and version after this Lionsgate. So with that said, stay safe and have a good day.